So, thank you everyone. Hope my screen is visible. And today we will discuss more about the Bitcoin mining pools. And if anyone has any question or queries, they can ask. I can see someone has asked this question last week. Sorry, I did not cover this, but maybe before starting the session, I will try to cover this question. And then we will see today's lecture. Okay. So the question was how to learn more about Bitcoin mining and get a job in Bitcoin mining industry. Okay. So what I would recommend, you just follow this Bitvocation. Okay. So if you're asking me how to get a job, so first thing is I would always recommend go to this BTC job. So where you can find so many vacancies, this Bitcoiner jobs. Okay. And even if you feel like you don't want to go every time here, I would recommend join this Telegram group. Okay, so this is a very helpful. Even I recommend many people, even I'm also using it. So if you go to this, okay, let me, okay, so you can join this, and in this you will keep getting the updates of the jobs. Okay, so if you, so that was your question. And the second question thing was, okay, how to learn more about the Bitcoin mining. So yeah, there are some books, means we are trying to cover everything, and even in the later stage we will try to cover more which will be relevant for the jobs skill as well. But if you want to learn more, there are so many newsletter, even you will find so many books as well. So just go to this brains books, you will find it. Maybe in the next lecture I will try to cover some of the books in which you can go through it. Let us suppose you want to know more about how you can reuse the heat of the Bitcoin miner. So I will try to cover this. Okay, so sorry I did not cover this question last week, but this week we have covered it. If you have a further doubt, you can ping me and we will try to discuss it further. Okay, so maybe you might be aware of recently Watts miner launch some of the miners. Okay, so I'm not sure anybody was there in the Bitcoin. Anybody attended this Bitcoin Mina event, which was in Abu Dhabi? Okay, so there was one announcement from Watts Miner, which is nothing but MicroBT. So MicroBT launch. Okay, yeah, I think this one. So they have launched some of the air cooling miners. Those are M70 series. Okay, and here if you want to, this I just want to show you, because now whatever they are saying or confirming, the efficiency would be 12.5 joule per terahash. This is better because in air cooling mostly we will get lower, oh sorry, means not that much efficiency if you are using air cooling miners. Okay, so what I'm trying to say here, very soon more and more company are still working on R&D, and I think they will optimize the ASIC more better. And then if you are using those miner, maybe the chances of earning more, because the efficiency is increasing, so the chances of getting more profit would be also higher. So profit per day, if you will calculate all those things like hash rate, hash price, power hours, and these things, then soon the more optimized ASIC will come into the picture that time. Because right now people always ask me this question whether Bitcoin mining is profitable or not. First thing is Bitcoin mining is essential, because if you are not doing Bitcoin mining, then you will not be able to sustain, because Bitcoin mining is just approving the transaction. If transaction will not happen, if bank is not there, then there is no such a way you can use the fiat currency, right? So Bitcoin mining will always be there. Regarding profit, people are getting profit. Yes, if you're using old miners, maybe you will not get profit. But as soon as the technology evolves and you will see more and more ASIC is coming to the picture, and then if they will give you higher efficiency, the chances of earning more would be higher. Okay. So they have launched M70 series. So M70, M76, M73. Most of them, if I'm not wrong, were air and hydro cooling. And here they have mentioned 14.5 joule per terahash, 14.5 joule per terahash, and these things. So yeah, this I want to just cover. And now we will move back and we will discuss about the mining pools. Okay. So in the mining pools, last time we have already covered what is mining pool and all those things. So I'm not gonna cover. If anyone has any question or doubt, they can ask. Otherwise, everyone is aware what is mining pool or anyone has any doubt. So I will try to cover it. Okay, so I believe everyone is aware of mining pool, because if we are doing solo mining, that means we are trying to get the reward and it should not be distributed. But if you come together and do the mining, so most of the mining pools, so like Ocean, other mining pools, in that, like, people will collaborate, share their hash rate, and whatever rewards and the transaction amount they will get, they will contribute based on the proportion of the participations. Okay. Solo miner, we have discussed, like one person buying lottery tickets alone, because you are trying to solve the puzzle by yourself. If you are able to do it, you will get all the rewards like 3 point something BTC and all those things. Now we will move back and I will ask you, how many Bitcoin mining pools are you aware of? Like, how many Bitcoin mining pools do you believe we have at the moment? Any numbers, any guesses? You can give any guesses, whatever you feel. What do you think? How many miners do we have? Yes, Rajendra, you were saying something?
More than 20 to 30 mining
Okay.
pools.
Yes, mining pools, correct. More than
Yes.
20 to 30. Okay. Before 2000, recently, like in 2024, any idea how much would be there? Same, like 2030, right? Then why people are concerned more about uh, centralization? Because we have multiple mining pools, right? Then why people always concerned about, okay, if one of the mining pool will get 50% of the share and all those things? Why people think like this if we have so many mining pools at the moment? So for that, I will just try to show you one of the transaction, because I'm pretty sure everyone is aware of mempool.space, because in the previous session we have tried to cover mempool.space. Does anyone has any question or doubts, or any all of them are aware of Bitcoin? Sorry, mempool.space. Okay, so I believe everyone is aware of mempool.space, and if you remember, we have also discussed about Arkham tool, right? So if anyone has not attended it or anyone has any doubt, they can ask. I believe we are all aware of mempool.space and Arkham tool. Or anyone has any doubt on what Arkham tool does or what mempool does? If not, I can move further. Okay.
Can you
So
please do a quick recap?
okay, so mempool.space, like all the, see here. Okay, so we will do it quickly. Okay, I will not, so this. Okay, just give me a second. Uh, okay, so Arkham, like if I want to know what MicroStrategy is doing, okay, so let us suppose I am an investor. I want to invest on MicroStrategy because right now, if you will see, the MicroStrategy is 60% 60% down if I'm not wrong. You can see that. So I think it is about 60% down from all-time high, if what I am aware of. We can see it right now. Yes, 59.29. So it's 60%, right? Now, if you want to find it out, how much Bitcoin MicroStrategy have, uh, do you believe what Michael Saylor says? No, you will not believe, because Bitcoin concept is we don't need to trust anyone. Even you don't need to trust me, what I'm trying to say, right? So what you can do, if you have someone's Bitcoin address, even if you don't have, most of the popular Bitcoin address is already there. I will go here and I can see how much Bitcoin MicroStrategy currently holding. Okay. So this way you can see for any big pool. Okay. Even if you want to know, so we will try to see this. So in this mempool.space, whatever here you are seeing, these are the unconfirmed transactions. You can see the real-time unconfirmed transaction are coming here. This is the fees which you have to pay based on the virtual bytes. Uh, this is your difficulty adjustment. Okay, so how much was previous, how much is there? About 10.15 minutes we are trying to uh, uh, mine a block. We have to do it in just 10 minutes, so we are doing more than 10 minutes, so maybe difficulty will get corrected, okay, after 12 hours. Okay, so this is mining pool. Here you can see all the unconfirmed transaction. Here you can see all the confirmed block, and whoever mined this block, you can see it here. This block has mined by ant pool. If I will click here, you can see all the transaction and hash, and even how much total fees he received, and all those things you can find it. Okay, so with this was the block which has mined. What are the transaction? This much transaction was there in the block. Okay, so this is mempool.space. Okay, if you have any doubts, maybe you can just ping me personally. I will try to cover this thing as well later. Okay, and just like Arkham tool, you can find it out what others are doing. So you just like a Bitcoin Explorer, but in Bitcoin Explorer, you will not able to find it out. Okay, whoever Bitcoin address it is, right? If I don't know the remember, so there's some popular uh, people Bitcoin address is already there in Arkham tool. Even for the companies as well, you can look for it. Like, I don't want to give the example for the person, but let us suppose if you want to see. So for Binance founder, you can also find it. So this what maybe he might have so many others wallet, right? So some of the wallets would be already public, or someone find it out. They have already checked it. Even they give some like if you know some of the address from the popular person, you can sign up, give it, so this way also they verify it. So in that you can see how much coins they are having. Okay, now I will move back, and I was trying to discuss why people were afraid about Bitcoin mining centralization, right? So I will ask you one question. Okay, so I'm pretty sure uh, many people are aware of Bitcoin mining, and as Rajen has mentioned, 2030 Bitcoin mining pool is there. Anyone is aware of this company name? Uh, Kobo, Singapore. Okay. Anyone is aware of this company name, or anyone heard of this company name? No, right? Most probably no. Yashtok maybe, because he's uh maybe he was traveling in Singapore. He might be aware, but I'm not sure. Anyone is aware of this company, Kobo?
No, Shivam. Even I was not aware of this company,
Okay,
Kobo.
so now we will see why people were afraid of 51%. So if I come here, so I'm just opening one transaction from 2024. Okay, so this is a block mined in 24 Feb 2024. If you will see, these are some UTXOs, right? Input and this one. So I will try to search this one in Arkham. Okay, so let me search on Arkham. Sorry. Okay. Okay. Just one sec. Oh, not this one. Just uh, this one. Yes. Okay. Okay. So, okay, so now at least you are aware of this address is related to kobo.com, right? Okay. Now what I'm trying to show you is a very interesting thing. So I will copy this, come here. So maybe you guys are aware of F2 pool. Maybe you might have heard of F2 pool. I'm pretty sure, right? So F2 pool is one of the mining pool. Okay. Now I will try to copy this, come here. I believe many of people are aware of Ant pool as well. This is also one of the mining pool, right? Now I will try to show you so many others as well. And so this is also a mining pool, okay? So what I'm trying to convey here is if you will search all these input transactions or these addresses, these are related to Bitcoin mining pools like Ant pool, Brains is also there. Uh, there are some other pools as well, like so many. So if you search, means if you will search all, so there are 10, 15, right? So if you will search all, even there is a post about it. So I just need to find it out. Just give me a second. Because what I'm trying to convey is many people are not aware of this thing, okay? If you are following this guy, then you might be aware of it if you might have seen this post. Okay, so he is a developer and one of the open source developer who has worked on mempool.space. Okay, so what should I search, because that should be the old post. Okay, I think something 47. Okay, I think yes, this is the post. So what is trying, so he has done this thing which I was trying to show you how you can check it. Okay, so this is F2 pool, this is Ant pool, this is pooling, this is Brains pool, this is Ant pool, and another side we have seen Kobo, right? So what I'm trying to convey here is that all the mining pool internally or the Coinbase address was internally handled by some other company. So that was not centralized or decentralized. Sorry, not decentralized, because you might feel okay, F2 pool has 10%, Ant pool has 5%, Poolin has something, 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 right? But there is only one single company who is handling all the Coinbase payout address. That means anyhow, Ant pool, F2 pool, Binance pool, Brains pool, BTC.com, or other are trying to share internally the hash rate to one company, which was Poco, right? Now it has changed because once it came to public, and even if you'll see later they found it out, okay, this pool is also sharing the rewards. Okay, that means internally there are multiple companies, but one company is handling this thing. Okay, so even you were thinking we have 20, 30 mining pools, but all mining pools traffic or internally the Kobo was controlling all those companies, all the mining pools. So that's why there were always a risk of centralization in this Bitcoin mining, and that's why people will say, because internally you might be thinking these are different, 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 but internally maybe a single Singapore based institutional custody provider may be handling all those things. Okay, so if you have time, I will share this link on our mining page, you can, if you have time, you can go through it. You can see what these guys are doing or were doing earlier. You will get more information about it. Okay. Anyone has any doubts still here, or it's clear till now? Okay. So I hope you also got to know how generally people use for these tools, mempool and Arcam. If you have, because there are so many things in Arcam you can do. Means you can create a profile, and you can also create the whole GUI interface, and you can see everything accordingly. Means whatever you want to track, what others are doing, you can also track it. You can see all the transfers, what they are doing it. These are the Coinbase, means that they have earned it while mining the block. Okay, so we will move ahead. We have seen mining pool, we have seen this, why mining pool exists, we have also discussed this thing. Now anyone is aware of brains mining pool, or anyone has used brains mining pool? Okay, if you have any miner S21, maybe you have Ant minus 21. Okay, so there are two options. One option is, let us suppose you have Bitcoin miners 21 XP. You have two options. One option, you can run the firmware which has been provided by the Ant miner itself, and let us suppose it might give you 15 joule per terahash efficiency. I'm just giving an example. And if you use Brains OS, you might get 14 joule per terahash. Means even if you're using mobile phone, sometimes you might, like if you are using an Android phone, and sometimes if you have cracked the bootloader, you can put any other flavor of operating system on your mobile phone, and that will be giving you more performance, right? Sometimes it happens. So the same thing in miners, you can put different firmware, and you can get a better efficiency. But remember one thing, whenever you are purchasing any of the want miner or watts miner, you will get 1 year of warranty. But if you are putting another operating system, your warranty will get void. So what generally people does, if you are purchasing second hand one, then they will try to put these kind of operating system. Or if let us suppose I have a miner which is already 1 year old, and now I believe like I will not get any support, I will try to put Brains OS or any kind of any other OS. There are multiple. I'm not saying only Brains. Okay. So one thing people get confused, like Brains OS. Okay. So if I will search Brains OS, so people think, okay, this is I can directly download it, and if I can download it, I can directly use it, right? If I can go to download, I just can download the toolbox, and it will say, okay, which one device you are using, and based on that, it will download it. Okay. So how Brain OS is earning? Because any person has any idea? Like right now, okay, Brains OS, if I want to install it, I can download it and I can install it in my Aunt Miner machine. But Brain OS is not an NGO or non-profitable company, and there could be multiple developers. I know like 10, 15 might be working on this uh, working on this Brain OS, reverse engineering everything. So how they might be earning? And anyone has any clue on this?
They take a percentage of your hash price or that hash power. Na? For example, 1% or 2%. It is something like
Correct.
that.
So they will take 2%. So because one of my friend, I met it in one of the Bitcoin event, and he was not aware of them is taking some percentage. He was thinking, okay, they are doing. So every company like Brains, which are trying to provide you the firmware, the download is free, using it free, but once you are earning that 2% commission, they will be taking on behalf. Okay. And even if you are using because brains also has a brains mining pool itself. Okay, so we will try to cover this thing as well. So I hope this is visible, otherwise I will try to zoom this thing as well. Just okay, just give me a second. Okay, I can zoom it from here itself. I believe it should be visible. So yes, brains pool. So earlier they have made the pool. Okay, so earlier how brains company has started. Okay, so brain was having the brains mining pool, and it was the very first Bitcoin mining pool in November 2010, and the first block they have mined on 16 December 2010. Okay, so right now if you are using brains mining pool, then you have to pay 1.8% or 2% of the uh, means this is the representation uh, itself. Right now if you will check, brains mining pool don't have a huge percentage. They are still having 1.8 or 2%, not more than that. Okay, now how is the compensation system works in the brains pool? So they will see, right now they have this option as well. FPPS means full pay per share system. And even if you are using lightning network, like if you are using uh, maybe wallet of Satoshi, and if you, because sometimes if you are using a hobby miner or home miner, you will not be earning enough Bitcoin, right, on daily basis. And FPPS means mostly the payout will come on daily basis. So if you are getting the rewards on every day, an amount is very small, Brains pool also has the option to take it as a lightning network. So you can connect your wallet of Satoshi and you will be getting your rewards in sats as well. The pool fees is 2.5% generally. It depends. Like if you are working for a mining industry, then maybe you can negotiate with them. If you are providing a huge terahash, you can negotiate with them. But for general public, it is 2.5%. And if you are using Brain OS on your machine, then you don't need to pay anything on Brains Pool. So people feel you don't need to pay, but this is not correct. So the correct thing is you will still pay 2 to 2.5%. They keep changing. Sometimes it could be 2.5. So you will still pay 2 to 2.5%. But once you mine the block or reward, you will get this reverse. Means this what they are taking, they will revert you back, because so at last it should be 0% only. Okay, yes, lightning withdrawal is there, so you can also connect your lightning address, you can withdraw it. On chain withdrawals is available, so you can also do on chain withdrawals. There are some minimum amount for 20,000 sats, and these sats is available. Means even if you are doing the lightning network, there should be some fees as well. Okay, how you can create the account? Just go to the website, sign up. Once you sign up, you have to just confirm your email. And the thing is, what I like the most on, because I have used Bitbex, I have used Brains as well. The one thing I like the most about the Brains OS, that is the GUI interface. In the GUI interface, you will see so many options, you will see so many configurations. So if you know the mining very well, you can optimize your machine for overclocking and all those things. You can put multiple parameter and you can try everything, because with Antminer operating system you cannot do so many modification, but with other brains or OS, these things you can do multiple configuration, and based on that you can increase the terahash per second as well. Okay, just one second. What you just need to do is, once you connect this brains pool, you just need to connect the workers. So if you are using like a mini miner from brains, you can also connect it to the brains mining pool. If you are using ant miner, watts miner as well, you can also connect with the brains mining pool. You just need to connect the worker. And actually, one most important thing, brains pool support stratum v2 protocol as well. Ocean pool also supports stratum v2 protocol as well. But if you will ask me, the foundry and all those things, they don't support stratum v2 protocol at the moment. So even if you are connecting with brains pool and if you're using brains os, then you can select the stratum v2 protocol and you can also communicate with stratum v2 as well. We will try to cover the difference between v1 and v2, but right now you can think of, if some of the people are not aware of, stratum v1, you don't have an opportunity to choose whatever transaction you want to include in the blocks. So whatever mining pool will give you, so stratum v1 will not give so much authority to miners, it will give more authority to mining pools. So mining pools can do whatever they want. If they want to discard some of the transactions, they will not include in the block, and miners don't have authorities to include into the block. Okay, so this is stratum v1. That's why many mining pools are not moving from stratum v1 to v2. What v2 does? In v2, it provides more power to the miners. That means miners have some power to choose what transaction they want to include in the block. Now you might be thinking, okay, what is the advantage they will be getting if they will get this option? So there are multiple advantages. One advantage is profit. Like, miners want to earn more and more money. So if you can choose the transaction, you will always try to choose the transaction first, which has more transaction fees. So miner can earn more. So that is one advantage for the miners. Second advantage is transparency. Like, miners can choose whatever transactions they want to include. So mining pool will not have a monopoly. So the centralization thing which we were discussing, right? Like, if one mining pool or one combination of mining companies will be having more than 51% of share, they can try to block some of the transaction as well, right? So this is the difference between v1 and v2. Some of the mining pool supports it. One of them is brains, one of them is ocean. There could be few more, but the famous one like foundry and pool are currently not supporting v2. Okay, now how you can choose the workers? You have to choose the location as well. Okay, here also I remember one of my student asked one question. Okay, so I will ask one question to you guys. Let us suppose you have purchased one home miner. Uh, like this Christmas, you might have purchased Brains Mini Miner or maybe Avalon Nano 3S, and you guys want to use Brains Mining Pool. So here, these are the location. Anyone knows which location will you choose, or what is this location all about? Yeah, please go ahead if anyone was saying something.
Yeah, basically, it is also depend on the duration of the location is dependent on what is the gap between the communication, the time communication gap is there. So to minimize that gap, we have to choose that location as per that. Specifically, agar, uh, we are in Asia, we can choose the location of Asia because so as to minimize that gap between the timings and for the effective utilization of the mining machine so that that task can be given to them. It is basically dependent on that.
Totally agree. One thing I want to add here. Okay, if okay, so yes, so one thing is, whenever you are choosing any, let us suppose you have just purchased the Bitex, leave about Brains and Avalon. Okay, so maybe you have purchased the BitX from Bitasha, and now you either, there are two ways. If you are running a Bitcoin full node, maybe you don't need to use a mining pool. If you are running a solo node, you can connect your miner with a solo node. Some configuration is required. After that, you don't need a mining pool. Through your datum protocol, you can do that. There is one thing. Second thing, let us suppose I have purchased a BitX and I want to use so there could be a CK pool. Maybe you might be aware of CK pool. Anyone heard of CK pool? So if so there are two ways, right? So if you are running a BitX, most probably you don't want to use FPPS and these kind of model. You want, you are just running a lottery. You want to learn as you want to run as a solo miner, and you want to earn whole transaction fees along with the rewards if you are able to mine the block. So in
Hello?
that case, sorry, am I audible?
Yeah.
Anyone?
So I have a
Mhm.
question.
Please go ahead.
Is this some sort of safety or safety net against people who are big industrial miners who are ganging up and queuing up and uh, monopolizing the hash rate or something? Is this something? It's an antidote to that?
CK pool.
Yeah.
CK pool is for those guys who wants to do solo mining but don't have solo node. So see, running a solo miner is also a little tough because either you should have a miner and you should have a solo node as well who will make the blockchain include the transaction, because you will be running a node which contains all the unconfirmed transaction. You have to create a block, prepare a block, sign a block. So all those things you have to do. Okay. So the solo miner, what is the problem is everyone wants to run miner, but maybe they are not capable enough to do these type of tasks. And if they will use brains pool and all those things, then they are dependent on these pools because they will be taking your hash rate and you will do it. So CK pool, what it does, like it, you can do anonymous solo mining, and on your behalf they will do all those block creation and all those things. Okay, so you don't need to do anything, and if you successfully mine any block, you just need to give them 2% fees. Okay, so yes, as you mentioned correctly, like as people are always discussing about the centralization, the CK pool is designed so many solo miner will come, will contribute their hash rate, and here you will be working alone. Okay, so not this CK pool is not like brains or foundry USA where you are selling your hash rate. Here you are mining it. Only CK pool is helping you to, once you mine the block, they will help you to broadcast it, and whatever rewards you will get, you have to pay for 2%. If you are not getting any reward, or means if you are not able to mine it, so let us suppose I have purchased a BitX, I just connected with the CK pool, and now BitX is running, right? There are two possibilities. Maybe in 1 year it will not able to mine anything, so I don't need to pay anything to CK pool. Let us suppose I get some reward, means let us suppose I am able to mine it. Sometimes solo miner is able to mine the block. A monthly 2 3 people you will see were able to mine uh, solo block, right? So in that case, if they are using CK pool, they have to just pay 2% what they are reward they are getting. Okay, so this is CK pool. Anyone has any question, or I hope they were able to understand it what CK pool is. So even people might be thinking, okay, what CK is? Anyone is aware what CK means? CK was the famous lean. Okay, so I'm pretty sure you guys might be aware of this guy, Linus. Anyone is not aware of this person? So if you are using Linux, you might be aware of Linus Torvalds. And CK is also one of the kernel developer. So CK full form is Concalivus. Yes. So he was also a computer programmer from Australia. He has contributed so much on Linux. He was one of the early contributor on Linux kernel. Because I'm also a firmware developer, I have contributed on kernel, so I know this guy was a genius. He has also contributed in the minor as well. Maybe people are not aware of it. Anyone is aware of any open source minor? People are aware of Bitex, right? Peop- Anyone is aware of any open source miner other than Bitex? Or anyone is aware of like during earlier days, like in 2016, 17, we were not using ASIC that time, right? So what software we were using to mine the block? Anyone is aware of it? Okay. So this will be very interesting session, I would say. So CG miner was very, very popular, and this was open source miner. I have also used it in like in 2018. I'm not remember it correctly. I think in 17 or 18 or sometime I have used CG miner that time because we were using GPUs, and this CG miner, the main, there were so many developers. Now CG miner, if you will search, because what happened, I will tell you this history. Like this is a very amazing history. Like I could say CG miner was the grandfather of Bitmain as well. So now right now I believe if you know about Bitcoin mining, you might have heard about Ant Miner. Bitmain is the company name, Ant Miner is the same. Okay. So Bitmain, if you will search it, Bitmain is the company, and the same miners which you are seeing it, those are Ant Miner series. Okay. This before this Bitmain, okay, the CG miner, I am pretty sure you will find some GitHub repo as well for CG miner. Okay, so because now see, they after 2020 they have made it archived. Okay, so what people have done it. Okay, so this is, you can see, because later they have done it, like if you are using FPGAs like Xilinx FPGAs earlier we were using for Bitcoin mining, you can just run this software and you can use any ASICs and FPGA and you can do mining. Okay, so let us suppose you have purchased NVIDIA GPUs and you have purchased some other FPGAs, you can use this application and do the Bitcoin mining. Okay, that time what happened, Bitmain, okay, so this is little controversial because Bitmain, what Bitmain does, because this was open source. So what people say, Bitmain has made a fork out of it and started writing the Bitcoin miner firmware, because in Bitmain you might be aware of there is a name based BT miner, right? So Bitmain, if you will search it, the firmware, so they have, so this was, I would say this is the grandfather, because this was the first miner After that, BT miner comes from Bitmain. Another, I think CFG miner. I haven't. Oh, it was BFG. I think I haven't used it, but this was also an open source mining software which you can run it on CPU itself, right? Because earlier, like the difficulty was not that high, so you can use this BFG miner if you have a high-end CPU like i7, i9. Or if you have NVIDIA GPUs those time, you can run this BFG miner software, and they can able to mine those Bitcoin for you. Okay, so BFG miner, these were there. After that, they have stopped contributing, and I think they have now archived this uh, repo itself. So this was, so what I was trying to say is that person which we were discussing, the founder of the ckpool, Concolius, he has contributed on Linux kernel. Later, he has contributed on this, the grandfather of the mining. Okay, and after that, he has also, because he was aware of these things, that centralization is keep coming and he has to do something for the decentralization, and he has also created ckpool. Through that, more and more people will start doing home mining or hobby mining, and they can use the ckpool and do that. Okay, so earlier, if I remember correctly, they were having two servers. One was in US, another one was in Europe. Now, after someone from Asia was able to mine a block, after that, Con Olivus has said like he has also add one server for Asia Pacific region. Okay, so what happens if you have a nearest server? Okay, so I will give you an example in a layman language. So if someone from non-technical background, they will also able to understand it. Okay, so if I am searching google.com, if the server is in US, it will take a long time to fetch these files from US server to India. Okay, so the delay or the ping time would be more. If I will use India server, and if I'm browsing the website through India, it will be easy for me to be able to access it. Okay, so the thing is, access could be faster if you have a nearest server. Okay, now one of the mistake I have seen people do, what people does, I will tell you. So these are the server, right? EU solo ck pool, right? So just like you use ping, so ping is just a command line utility. You can ping anyone. So I can ping this. You can see this is the time it is taking, right? 182 millisecond. So this is some minimum and maximum trip time, round trip time. You can see, right? Average is 181 millisecond, right? People feel okay. People try to see EU, and let us suppose there is another one, right? EU solo. Okay, so let me try to ping AU solo as well. So AU solo is taking less. Okay, so is less time it is taking. If you will see comparatively, 182 and it is taking 174. Why? Because if you will compare, Australia would be little nearer to the Asia Pacific region as compared to the Europe where they might have put the server. Okay, that's why this trip time is more. Okay, so but this is not a correct way once you are using a CK pool server. Okay, so first thing is, let us suppose you have purchased the BTX. Another thing is you are going to use a CK pool. The third thing is you have to choose whichever server you want to use. And here in EU solo and AU solo, let us suppose you have seen AU solo is giving you less uh, trip time. So delay is less. You will able to communicate it faster. So you will try to use this one. Okay, but I would recommend, this is not the correct way. Maybe for a solo person, this is a correct, means you can do this way if you are a non-technical person. But if you are working for a company don't does this way. Okay, so for this you have uh, okay, anyone has any idea why this ping is I'm saying why this ping will not be relevant? Okay, so why this ping? So ping will be using some other protocol, right? And once mining pool and Bitcoin miner is communicating, they will be communicating using Stratum, right? So you have to use Stratum protocol ping. So there is a GitHub repo. So if someone is technical and he wants to check the correct delay or which pool they have to use or which server they have to use this Stratum ping, try to ping mining pool, and then you will able to get which mining pool will give you better performance. Okay, so this is many people are not aware of. Even they are not aware of which uh, server they use. Sometimes it happens they will go to the YouTube, and YouTube, like there is one guy from US, they have prepared the YouTube video. He might be putting a EU server or a US server. People will also put the same, and what will happen, maybe the communication is not, there is a delay in communication. Now you will say, okay, what will happen? I will tell you what will happen. If you will go here and uh, just 1 second, if you will go to the mining channel, we will just try to finish it up in just 4 or 5 minutes. So yeah, let me see. There was one block number I keep forgetting. Last time we have covered in that. Let me see if stale block, right? Okay. So you will say, okay, what will happen if I'm using US server? Why I'm not using AU? This may happen. Let us suppose you have mined the block, someone else also mine the block at the same time. It can happen, right? Even if you are in the examination hall and first person, sometimes it happen if you are sitting in front of the desk, and maybe at the same time someone raised the hand from the back side also, but people from front sometimes will get first glance, and maybe he will get the opportunities. Here what will happen, let us suppose you have also mined the block, someone else also has mined the block, but their internet speed is good, communication is good, Stratum protocol or the this round trip time is less, he will able to broadcast it faster as compared to you. And if he will able to, what will happen, you will come here at the stale block, and aunt pool was able to broadcast it better. So later what will happen, the pool will only get the fees, the reward, you will not get anything. Okay, so for that I will always recommend you have to analyze these things. It will not take much time, but if you have a better idea, because if you're doing solo mining and all those things, definitely you have to give 1 or 2 hour more to analyze those things and choose the better one, so the chances would be better. Okay, anyone has any question till now what we have covered, or any doubts, anything they can ask? I hope you got what I was about to convey regarding, because first we have discussed about the centralization part, then we have also discussed what are the latest was miner came. Yeah, anyone has any question? Sorry.
Sorry,
Um,
good evening. Can you hear me? Good day.
yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, sorry, I joined late. Please can you like recap?
Okay, so yeah, we can recap in 5-10 minutes. So what we have
Thank you.
covered first, we have seen the latest watts miner which has been released. So that was if you might have attended Bitcoin Mina, I did not went there because I have already attended so many this year. So MicroBT unveils the M70 series, which is better efficient. So better efficiency, what I'm trying to convey here is right now all the companies are working on more and more efficient ASIC. So what will happen? Right now the people think we are not profitable. If you will use the correct miner and reuse the heat, you will always be the profitable in the mining. And the one sentence which I have mentioned in the first, that is, mining will always be there. If mining is not there, because mining is the main pillar of the Bitcoin, so the Bitcoin itself will not be sustained if mining is not there, because mining is the one who is approving the transaction. And similar like in fiat, like think about it, the bank, from tomorrow bank is not working, what will happen? The whole fiat will collapse, right? The same thing here will happen. So we have discussed initially with microBT whatever they have covered. Then we have covered little bit about the mempool space, what mempool space does. Then we have also covered about Arkham. In Arkham, like you can find it out. What are let us suppose I want to see how many Bitcoin MicroStrategy have. So I can go here, I can search about MicroStrategy, and I can see how much Bitcoin they have in the holdings. Okay, so this we have covered. Then we have also covered about this transaction in which I have mentioned there are 20-30 mining pools, but internally there is a one big company which were handling all those mining companies. That's why the mining centralization uh, is always a concern. And even if you want to learn more, I can share you this in our mining group, so you can read about it as well here in the mining group. Here you can see all those F2 pool, on pool, brains pool. Earlier they were sending this Coinbase to one company which was a Singapore based company. If you want to know more, you can go to this and just uh, copy this one, copy. And if you will go to Arkham, search it, and okay, I haven't uh, just one second, copy. Okay, I will come here, search it. So they are sending to Kobo. Okay, so Kobo was the company who's internally managing all the Coinbase wallet for all those companies. Okay, so even if you are feeling there are so many companies, maybe one company is handling all those companies. That's why mining centralization is still a concern. Then we have covered, let us suppose you want to do solo mining, and if you are using BitX, Brains Mini Miner, or like maybe Avalon Nano 3s, and you want to do solo mining, you don't have a solo node, you can use ckpool. And in that you don't need to pay once you mine it, because this is a lucky, right, lottery system. If you are running a BitX, then you have to just pay 2% fees once you get the reward. So once you get this 3.1, if you get along with the transaction, you just need to pay 2% to the ckpool, otherwise you don't. And once you are choosing any of the pool, make sure you will also check how many servers they have in Europe, Africa, they have in Australia. And if you are living in India, then you just need to check. One way is try to ping it, see how much time it is taking. Maybe it is not accurate, but let us suppose you are not technical, at least you can do this thing. You can do it in Mac, you can do it in Windows, you can do it in Linux. And if you are technical and if you are doing bit, maybe you just use this stratum ping, and through which you will able to see the performance. Okay, so yeah, this was the thing which we try to cover. And even this is recorded session, so you can also see it later. If you have any questions later as well, just ping me, we will move further. So yeah, anyone has any other question, any doubts, please feel free to ask.